What is up, guys? Today we are playing the Marvel Champions Age of Apocalypse Expert Campaign. And in my community poll, you guys voted for Bishop and he won. So we're going to be taking him through this campaign. And we are going to be facing the first scenario here, Unus on Expert mode. So let's go ahead and get the campaign set up here. So for Unus, it says here for the main scheme, we're going to put the Unus encounter set into here, the Infinite modular set, the Dystopian Nightmare, and Standard set. So we already have that in there. We're playing with Standard 3, so we have the Pursued by the Past Permanent Environment, and we also have the Expert sets. So that's going to be like the Master Plan and Under Fire, those cards right there. And we have that already shuffled into the encounter deck. And then for the Pursued by the Past Permanent Environment, this is after you place a pursuit counter here, if the number of counters here is at least 3, more than the number of players. So since there's 1 player, it's going to be 4. Remove each counter from here, and if your nemesis minion is in play, it activates against you. Otherwise, flip this card over. And then it says here for the Infinite modular sets, we put the Gene Pool side scheme into play right here, coming in with 4 threat. This is a permanent setup side scheme, so we cannot defeat it. It will stay in play forever. And then as a force response, after an ally is defeated by anything other than consequential damage, place 3 threat on here. So we don't want to chump block too much because then that threat will go up. And then it says here for the modular difficulty for expert mode, we're going to put 2 threat on Gene Pool. So it's actually be 4 plus 2 is 6. Start off. And then for the setup here, it says to record your identity. So we are playing as Bishop here. And then shuffle the Age of Apocalypse modular set into the encounter deck, which we already did. And then randomly select one of the available mission side schemes here. So we have the 5 mission side schemes here. And I believe that Protect the Professor is only for the last one. So we did that one out, and we're going to roll the dice to randomly select one. If we get a 1, it's going to be this one, 2, 3, and 4. If we get a 5 or 6, then we will re-roll. So we got a 2, so it's going to be Liberate the Seattle Core here. So let's set these guys aside. This will be our mission side scheme. And then we're going to do the same thing for the Overseer minions here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's roll the dice. We got a 3, so it's going to be the one in the middle, Abyss. So let's remove these guys out. And then let's see, Abyss says mission response. After you discard cards, attach each card with a WA resource. Discard it to Abyss face down. They cannot be used for the mission attempt. Oh, okay. All right, and then Liberate the Seattle Core. I think this just says the same thing as all the other mission cards. Oh, this is the wrong side here, I think. So we have this side here. So after you resolve a mission attempt, place 1 attempt counter on here and do 1 damage to each ally at the mission. If there's 4 counters, then we remove mission team from the game and flip this card over. So we have the mission team support in play right here. So this card says we can exhaust it to choose one, reduce the cost of the next ally played to the mission by 2, or make a mission attempt. The mission team cannot be discarded, and the first player gains control of it. So we have this here. And then each player searches their deck for an ally and adds it to their hand. This card counts towards your hand size, so we can actually get any ally here. We could get Nick Fury. Professor X actually might also be nice to get a Confuse off of him. Or Dazzler. We could also get Blindfold. I think let's get Blindfold to our hand, just so we can take a look at the encounter deck. Let's shuffle up our player deck here. And then for the expert campaign, we will record our hit points when we're done. Okay, so that's just for the victory sub. So we can set this aside for now, and then set the dice aside. Okay, so it says here for the setup, review Gene Pool, and then in X mode, do each player a face encounter card. So we will get 1 encounter card here. So let's shuffle up the encounter deck first. And then do each player a face encounter card with the expert setup. Okay. And then for the mission stuff, we're just going to put that over here, coming in with 5 threat, and Abyss has 5 hit points here. And then this would be our face encounter card. And Unus says he comes in with toughness. If the amount of threat on Gene Pool is at least 3, which it is, it's 6 right here. He has Retaliate 1, so he does have that. If it's 6, he has Stalwart, so he has that as well. And if it's 9, he has an Amplify icon, but it's not 9, so he won't have the Amplify. And the main scheme here will start off with 0 threat. And then I think we're good with the setup here. So let's shuffle our player deck and then draw up to our hand size of 6 in Alter Ego. We have Blindfold already in our hand, so we can only draw 5 more cards. Say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So we can do our mulligans here. We got Honorary. We got Build Support. And we got Utopia here as well, and Heroic Intuition. But thing is, I need some. Let me see. This will help us. Yeah, we don't have any resources though. Is the only unfortunate thing. So I think we had to lose these cards because I need to get some resources down. We mulligan 2. It's probably not enough to get a resource, but we have no other option. So let's mulligan this card 2 cards and then draw 2 more. 1, 2. Okay, we did get a resource, so that's really good. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. We are going to. Are we going to play Utopia? And then, let me see. We play Blindfold. We can play. Oof. Okay, we don't have too much that we can do. Let's go ahead and flip over here to Hero Form. And then let's just check the encounter deck here. I think that's going to be important. We don't need the build support, I guess. So this right here will be 3 resources, so we can play Blindfold. After Blindfold enters play, look at the top 5 cards of the encounter deck. Discard 1 of those cards and put the rest back in the same order. So let's look at the top 5 cards here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We discard 1, put the rest back in the same order. So let's see, this will be his boost. It's going to be 2. Our encounter card is going to be this guy right here. When review, we choose to either add him to mission area or it activates against you with 2 attack. Or we get this guy. See, this guy has different effects based on the amount of threat on here. We gotta discard 1. Do we just discard the master plan here? Do 1 damage to an ally at the mission. Get that activated. Oh, if we discard this, we can make him take the boost of this, and then we get a side scheme for our skilled investigator for next turn. So we will discard the target for extermination, the top card, and put these cards back on top of the deck in that order. Okay, I think that worked out well. Okay, so let's go ahead and play our skilled investigator. 0 cost upgrade, play under any player's control. Hero response after the second is defeated, we can exhaust this card and draw 1 card. Then let's play Honor X-Men attached to Bishop. So play only if your identity has the X-Men trait. We have the X-Men trait in hero form. We get +1 hit points, so we go from 12 and 13. And now we get the X-Men trait even in our alter ego as well with the Honor X-Men. So let's have Blindfold and Bishop both for 1, 2, 3, 4 from the main scheme and drop us from 6 down to 2. Blindfold takes a consequential damage. We're going to keep the Utopia in our hand and end our turn. So we're going to ready back up, draw back up to 5 here. I like the one way or another. And the resources here. Okay, so it is Unus' turn. He's going to add 1 threat to the main scheme. There is a force response. After resolving step 1 in the villain phase, place 1 threat on Gene Pool. So this goes up to 3. Okay, he is going to attack us with a base of 2 plus a boost card here. We know what it is. We have Blindfold Block. We don't know what this card is, so we gotta just take it to the face. So we take the attack to the face. The boost says here, deal 1 damage to each ally at the mission. We don't have any allies in the mission area, so that doesn't do anything. Give the activating enemy an additional boost card. This has no boost icon. So another boost card here. It's gonna be 1, 2, 3. We're gonna take 3 damage. That'll bring us from 13 down to 10. And then we have energy absorption, which is a response, not a force response. And I don't think we want to trigger it because we have enough resource in our hand right here. So we're not going to trigger it. So he attacked us. Now he's going to deal with a face on encounter card during the encounter phase. And we have 2 encounter cards here. So the first one is, what the? Did I see this card? What the? Oh yeah, this is the card. Yeah, because we saw the encounter, so I got confused here. But this is the card that he dealt us that we didn't see. So one of you choose to either place 3 threat on the mission side scheme or take 1 damage and this card gains surge. Let's put 3 threat on the mission side scheme. Okay, that resolves that. And then we have target for extermination as our next encounter card. When defeated, a player who defeats this scheme confuses their identity with a crisis icon and 3 threat, so we can't remove that from the main scheme while this card is in play. Okay, that's gonna end his turn, so it's back to our turn here. So do we? I think let's see. We want to get down. Okay, let's use this as a double resource. So we can play Bishop's Rifle. This card says we can exhaust the rifle, choose an enemy, do 1 damage to an enemy for each resource card in our hand. We have 1 resource card, so 1 damage on Unus. That'll knock off his tough status card. Then he has retaliate because of Gene Pool being at 3, but this attack has range, so he will not retaliate and hit us back. Then we're going to go ahead. Let's just play the one way or another here. Hero action. Search the encounter for a side scheme, review that side scheme, and then draw 3 cards. So look here for a side scheme. Endless ranks. Place 3 threat on gene pool when it's defeated. We do want to. Do you have another one of this guy? Oh yeah, we saw one already. It got discarded. Okay, so we got to just get endless ranks, I think. Okay, so we're going to review this side scheme here. Let's shuffle up the encounter deck. So endless rank sets when defeated, place 3 threat on gene pool, and that will come with an acceleration and just 4 threat. All right, now we can resolve the one way or another and draw 3 cards. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm digging the resources here. We flip down, we can play Command Authority, but then we'll be already flipped over. Let's see, what are we going to clear off here? I think, yeah, we could do that. Let's have Bishop Thor for 2, from targeted for extermination. Drop this down to 1. Then we're going to use this as a double resource and paying for a basic card, so we can play Forge. So we can play Utopia, I mean. So with Utopia, it says if each of your allies has an X-Men trait, which you currently do, increase your ally by 1. After an X-Men ally enters play, we can exhaust Utopia to write up another X-Men character. So this would be a double resource when paying for a basic card, so we can play Forge. So Forge is an X-Men character. We can use the response here, exhaust Utopia, and write up Bishop, who's an X-Men ally just entered play. And then Forge's effect, after he enters play, search your deck and discard pile for X-Men or X-Force support, add to your hand. Let's get our X-Jet to our hand. Where is the X-Jet? Here we go. Get that to our hand. Let's shuffle up our deck here. All right. And then, so we got that with Forge's effect. He's going to Thor for 1 to clear off target for extermination. We take consequential damage. This card says, when defeat a player who defeated the scheme, confuse their identity. So we are confused now. Let's go ahead and just Thor. Or, okay, wait. When we defeat the side scheme, we're going to trigger this Skilled Investigator. So here, response after the side scheme is defeated, exhaust this card, and then draw 1 card. Okay, we got a Concussive Blast. Not going to do anything with that. Okay, now we're going to Thor to remove our Confuse. And then let's have Blindfold go ahead and Thwart here. She's going to Thwart for 2. Let's take it off of Gene Pool. Drop this down to 1. She would take a consequential damage. She gets knocked out. All right, and then, yeah, it's nothing to do here. So we're going to flip over here to Alter Ego. And our response when flipping over to Alter Ego, Temporal Displace. When you change this form, we can add a Temporal card in our discard pile and add to your hand. Let's get our double resource here, which is a Temporal card, add to your hand. And we're going to use, let's use this as 3 resources so we can play the X-Jet. Let's just put that over here. So we can exhaust the X-Jet to generate a water resource for a player whose identity has an X-Men trait, which we do even in Alter Ego thanks to the Honor X-Men. That's going to end our turn. Let's ready up. And then we're going to draw up to our hand size of 6. Let's keep the Command Authority here. I want the thwarting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, no resources though. Okay, so Unus's turn. He's going to add 2 to the main scheme because of the acceleration from endless rank. So this goes from 1 up to 3. Then the force response here adds 1 threat to Gene Pool. Then Unus is going to scheme on the main scheme with a base of 2 plus a boost here. Boost effect says you are stunned. That resolves that. So just scheme for 2 plus 3 is going to be 5 total threat on the main scheme. In counter phase, he deals an encounter card, which is genetic experiments attached to infinite minion. If we can't, then again Surge. We get another encounter card because there's no minions in play. This one says attached to Unus. After he schemes, give him a tough stats card. As a hero response, we can, after we make a basic attack, we can spend a mental and physical to his card, and he has +1 scheme here. Okay, so that's fine. All right, so it's back to our turn. I want to defeat the endless ranks here. We don't need to recover. Command Authority is not going to do too much here. We can get a raid from Professor X. Sort that out. Okay, let's go ahead and flip over here to Hero Form. We are stunned, but we can still thwart. So let's thwart for 2 from Endless Ranks and drop this side scheme from 4 down to 2. Then we're going to exhaust the extra, generate 1 resource, and then let's use this as 2 more resources for a total of 3, so we can play Professor X. After Professor X enters play, choose one. We pick the one to confuse a villain, and he does not have Stalwart because he only has it if there's at least 6 threat on Gene Pool, which there isn't. So Unus is now confused. When Professor X enters play, we can exhaust Utopia because the X-Men out enter play. So ready up another X-Men character. Let's ready up Bishop. Bishop will thwart for 2 to clear off the endless ranks here. So when this side scheme is defeated, place 3 threat on Gene Pool. Gene Pool goes up to 5. When we defeat a side scheme, we can trigger our Skilled Investigator, exhaust, draw a card. Okay, perfect. We got another resource card. So can we play? We play an ally. We can't play a second ally, which I want to do for our mission team. We have nothing. Yeah, okay. So Professor X is going to thwart for 3 from Gene Pool. Drop this back down to 2. He'll take a consequential damage. And I think what we do here, could play the step for Kaku's. What is the play for us? Short on 1 resource. Do I play Colossus or Malcolm here? Colossus could actually block for us because he has tough. So let's actually play Colossus. So the Colossus says reduce the cost of playing by 1 if your identity has the immune or X-Men trait. We do have the X-Men trait here, especially with the Honor X-Men. So this would be 3 resources. So we play Colossus, who's only 3 cost. He comes in with toughness. That is going to end our turn. Let's see, should we have Forge? If he gets a scheme, no, he's confused, that's fine. So that's gonna end our turn. Let's ready back up. Oh, I should have used our rifle to remove our confused when we had the resource card, but I forgot to. That's okay. So we're ending our turn, we're gonna ready back up. Draw back up to our hands as a 5, hopefully getting a resource for the rifle here. Okay, we got one. Okay, and it is Unus's turn. So he's gonna add 1 to the main scheme. Then he adds 1 to Gene Pool, so it goes up to 3. Then he's going to attack us with a base of 2 plus a boost here. Colossus will block as a tough status card. And a boost here is a boost effect. After this activation resolves, place 1 pursuit counter on pursued by the past. So just 2 damage, knocks off the tough. And we place 1 counter on pursued by the past. And then in counter phase, we get a phase out encounter card, which we reveal. Since a strike in hero form, place 1 pursuit counter on pursued by the past. Then if there's any counters, the villain activates, or the villain attacks you. So we place another pursuit counter on here. There's 2 now. We get our nemesis. There's 4 in here. He's going to attack us here. I think we just take it to the face. Let's check. How many more resource cards do we have in the deck? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 1 in our hand. 6. We have, I think, 2 more resource cards in the deck. Yeah, let's take the attack and see what happens. So it's hitting with the base of 2. This would be his boost card. Boost effect after his activation resolves. Place 1 pursuit counter on pursued by the past. Okay. So he's going to hit us for 2, and then he places a counter. So we take 2 damage. That brings us from 10 down to 8. All right, and then it is back to our turn. So first, let's go ahead and use our rifle. We can exhaust it. Do damage to an enemy equal to the amount of resource cards in our hand. 1, but it is an attack, so that would just remove our stun. And one thing I forgot to do, Professor X says whenever, if he's in play at the end of the round, we discard him. So he should have gotten discarded before we did our rifle there. But we got it now. Okay, let's see. What are we doing? Definitely want to flip down. We can play Randall, play Malcolm to the mission area. I think we play Randall to the mission area. And then we can also get a ready here. So Bishop is going to thwart for 2 from the main. Drop this from 6 down to 4. Then we're going to use the extras to generate a resource, double resource, so we can play Malcolm. Since he's an X-Men ally, we can exhaust Utopia when an X-Men ally enters play to ready up another X-Men character. Let's ready up Bishop. And then we're going to use the mission team here. It says exhaust the mission team, choose one, reduce the cost of the next ally played to the mission by 2. And then this would be 1 resource. So that will fulfill the cost for Randall. And we can play him here to the mission. So let's just put him, I guess, here for now. And he's kind of in the play area, but kind of not. That's just going to be whenever we make a mission attempt. Then we're going to have Bishop. Let's thwart for 2 from Gene Pool and drop this from 3 down to 1. And then we're going to have Malcolm. See, he doesn't have Retaliate currently, right? Yeah, so let's just swing for 2 at Unus. That'll bring him from 15 down to 13. Malcolm takes a consequential damage and no Retaliate because there's only 1 threat on Gene Pool. So that is going to end, or we're not going to enter it. We're going to flip down to Object Eagle. Temporarily displaced, we can get a temporal card from discard out of your hand. Let's get another resource here to reach your hand because it is a temporal card. Then this would be a double resource, so we can play we can play under surveillance attached to the main scheme. So this will increase the charge threat value of the main scheme by 4. So instead instead of us losing at 11, we're going to lose at 15 now. And I just realized I did not want to throw. I wanted to recover, but I forgot. That's fine. Okay, that's going to end our turn. So let's ready back up. And we're looking really set up here. We're going to draw back up to our hand size of 6. In alter ego. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, and we got Nick Fury. Okay, so it is Unus's turn. He's going to add 1 to the main, goes up to 5, and then he adds 1 to Gene Pool. So that goes up to 2. He's going to steam because he's an alter ego, but he's confused. Nothing happens. Face down encounter card is Culling the Weak. When reviewed, place 4 threat on Gene Pool. So this goes from 2 up to 6. That will resolve that. And then it is already back to our turn. Okay. So let's see. Do we want to... Okay, let's exhaust to recover by 4 so we get healthy again. That'll bring us from 8 back up to near full health, because our full health is 13 now with the Honor X-Men, but we do have 12 hit points here. And then let's see. I think we're going to deck out here, because we're going to draw a lot of cards with the one way or another. I'll place more threat on Gene Pool. Do we have the thwarting here? We don't necessarily need to do that. We could just play it safe and just play Nick. Hopefully drawing a resource here. Okay, yeah, let's just flip over here to hero form. Then we're gonna have Forge. Let's have him thwart for 1 from Gene Pool. He'll take consequential damage, he gets knocked out. Then we're gonna use the extra to generate 1 resource. This will be, let's use this right here. This would be 3 more for a total of 4. So we can play Nick Fury. And our ally limit is 3 now because Nick Fury is not a X-Men with Utopia's effect. When Nick Fury enters play, choose one. We pick the one and draw 3. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, I love the resource card here. So we could play a Command Authority, or we just go ahead and play more allies for us. Triage, and an Angel to the... We Command Authority, play Triage. We Command Authority here, draw a card with it, play Triage, and then send Angel to the mission? No, if we do that, we don't have the resources to send into a mission. Okay, so we don't play the Helicarrier. I think we just play Triage, send Angel to the mission. Who are we healing here with him? We can heal Malcolm. No, I actually don't want to heal Malcolm. That's fine. Okay, let's go ahead and play someone. Then we're going to play, let's see. Let's use... Do we play Command Authority to draw a card here? We draw a card. We can play Angel. Then we can still send Triage. Wait. If we draw a card... Oh, Angel's 2 costs. I forgot. Okay. Double resource so we can play Command Authority. Hero action, thwart, remove 3 there from a scheme. Let's take 3 off of Gene Pool. Drop this down to 2. And it says if you pay for this card with a resource card, which we did, we can draw a card. I don't want to use that as a resource, but I think we're going to anyways, just to have a clean hand. So Angel says reduce the cost of playing by 1 if your identity has a mutant or X-Men trait. We do have the X-Men trait. So he's only 2 cost. Let's exhaust the mission team to reduce the cost of next ally play to the mission by 2. So Angel is free. We just put him down here on the mission. So now we have another ally here. And then we're going to use this as 2 resources so it can play Triage. When Triage enters play, heal 2 damage from X-Men character. I should have Colossal Attack. That's fine. We're going to heal 2 from Bishop. Wait. Our ally limit. Hold up. We're not going to do that because our ally limit is not 4 with Utopia here. So I think I want to kill Malcolm off. Okay. Let's have Colossus swing for 3 at Unus. That'll bring him from 13 down to 10. So we're not going to play the ally yet. Colossus takes 2 consequential damage. We could also just kill Nick and back and shuffle. That might work too. Let's have Nick Fury thwart for 2 from the main scheme. Drop this from 5 down to 3. He'll take consequential damage. And then we're going to have Malcolm swing for 2 at Unus. That will bring him from 10 down to 8. And he doesn't have retaliate because there's only 2 threat on Gene Pool. He'll take consequential damage. Then we're going to do this now. So let's use 2 resources so we can play Triage. Since not all of our allies has the X-Men trait because Nick is not X-Men, our ally limit is only 3, so we must discard 1. We have to discard an ally. Let's discard Nick Fury. So that'll actually get him back into the shuffle here because we're about to deck out. Then when Shiraj enters play, we can heal 2 damage from X-Men character. Let's heal 2 from Malcolm. Or Colossus. Let's do Colossus. Okay. Then we can exhaust Utopia because we played X-Men ally to rev another X-Men character, Bishop. I forgot to use our rifle again. Okay, that's fine. We're gonna have Bishop Thor for 2 from Gene Pool. Let's just clear that off. Shiraj is gonna Thor for 1 from the main. Drop this from 3 down to 2, and he'll take a consequential damage. All right, that's gonna end our turn. We're looking really good. We're gonna ready everyone back up. Oh yeah, we don't want Malcolm in the discard here. Because we're gonna get him back to deck. So we're gonna draw back up to our hands as a 5, ending our turn. And then we deck out, so we get a face down encounter card. Let's shuffle up the discard pile here. Back into the deck, and we just got our uniform, which is pretty nice. We're drawing 2 more cards back up to our hand size of 5. All right, so Unus' turn, he's gonna add 1 to the main, then 1 to Gene Pool. So the main goes up to 3. He's going to attack with the base of 2. Do we just take this here? Yeah, we don't want to add more to the Gene Pool. Yeah, we're going to take it to the face. So this will be his boost card. 2 plus 2, 4 damage. That'll bring us from 12 down to 8. Then encounter phase, he deals an encounter card. First encounter card is Hunted. It has an obligation with the hazard icon. Also, you can actually discard a card from your hand to discard this card. And then last encounter card is Infinite Soldier. So he has guard, and then for the amount of threat on Gene Pool, but there's only 1, so yeah, he actually has none of these effects here. So it is back to our turn. All right, we want to use our gun. Colossus could actually just take him out here with an attack of 3. Okay, we're gonna have Colossus just swing for 3, knock out the Infinite Soldier because he has guard. Colossus would take 2 consequential damage. All right, and we need to do this alter ego action here. So let's plan for getting our resource back. Do we play this at the end of the turn and then play Command Authority now? We draw a card, we play Command Authority. I don't think we need to remove any threat, actually, because we have the threat so much under control. We want to get into an ally, and if we don't get an ally, then we just play other stuff. So let's exhaust the exchange to generate a wild resource. This will be a double, so we can play our Helicarrier. We can exhaust the Helicarrier to reduce the cost of the next card that we play by 1. Let's move everything over a little bit. And then I forgot to use the rifle again. Okay, that's fine. So rifle, it only does damage if we have a resource card in hand, which we don't do anymore. And I've been forgetting that all game. Let's see. And then we want to have, we can get Malcolm back. No, we want to get this back, actually. Yeah, we can do, or do we get, I don't know. Okay, we're going to have Bishop Thort for 2 from the main scheme. Let's just drop this down to 1. And then we want Malcolm to, let's have him Thor for 1 from here. Clear it off. He'll take consequential damage. He gets knocked out. Okay. And then we play our uniform. And then, yeah, I think we just do that. So let's go ahead and flip down here to Alter Ego. We're going to use Temporal Display to get a Temporal card from discard to your hand. We're going to get Sword Energy, which is a Temporal card. So we got that in our hand. This would be a double resource, so we can play Bishop's Uniform here. So with this card, it says after you resolve Bishop's Energy Absorption, we can exhaust Bishop's Uniform and heal 1 damage from for each resource card in our hand. And then let's just play our Supercharged. It's a 0 cost upgrade. Put it down for free here. And then actually, we can discard resource card from your hand to place 1 charge counter on here for each resource icon on that card. When we make a basic attack, we can discard this and do +2 for that attack for each charge counter, up to a max of 8. Then we're going to use this alter ego action, discard a card from your hand right here to discard this card. So we got rid of the obligation. And then we don't need to have triage do anything. That's just going to end our turn. Let's ready up. And hopefully we can draw into some allies here. Drawing back up to our hand size of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, you gotta remember to use the rifle before we do other stuff. Okay, so use his turn, 1 to the main, then 1 to Gene Pool. He's going to scheme with a base of 2, +1 is 3, plus a boost here of 2. So scheme for a total of 5. Going on a main scheme. Then there's a force response after he schemes. The last time he schemed, he was confused, so he didn't actually scheme, but this time he really schemed. So when he schemes, we give him a tough status card. Then In counter phase, we get one phase on counter card, which is Dark Designs. When review, place one pursuit counter on pursued by the past. Okay, and then if there's any counters on it, the villain scheme. So when we place a counter on here, the force response is to, when there's 4, we remove all the counters and then flip this card over. So there are no counters here with Dark Designs, so he won't scheme, but he's going to trigger this thing. So when we flip this over, we reveal our Nemesis minion, Trevor Fitzroy, reveal our Nemesis side scheme Portal Through Time, and we shuffle these 3 Nemesis cards into the encounter deck. So our Nemesis came out here. Let's shuffle up the encounter deck. All right, and then he has Quick Strike, but we're in Arc Eagle, so Quick Strike won't go through. This side scheme has 4 threat and acceleration, and it says when a temporal card is reviewed, it gains Surge. Okay, limit once per phase, and then it's back to our turn. All right, so let's go ahead and exhaust here to recover by 4. That'll bring us from 8 back up to 12. We're going to flip over. Yeah, nothing doing Arc Eagle, right? Yeah, let's flip over to Hero Form. And then we want to use our rifle first. Our rifle does what? It does 2 damage. Colossus does 3. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, so let's go ahead and use Bishop's Rifle. Exhaust this card, choose an enemy. We're going to choose Trevor Fitzroy. Do damage to him equal to the amount of resource cards in our hand. We have 2, so 2 damage on him. Colossus is going to swing here for 3. Knocks him out. Colossus takes consequential damage. He's knocked out as well. But we defeated our Nemesis minion here. Okay, so nothing with that. And we got to get rid of this side scheme here as well. So do we have an out? Wait, we have blindfold. So let's use, or do we play the mansion? Resource cards in our hand. Okay, let's exhaust the helicarrier to reduce the cost of the next card played by 1. Extra is going to generate 1 resource. This would be a double resource when paying for a basic card. So that way we can play Avengers Mansion. We can exhaust the mansion so we can draw a card. Turn into a double here. Okay, that's really cool. So I think we play blindfold and the command authority. Get a lot of thwarting up, and we can draw a card here. Do we play blindfold first? Yeah, I think we don't care about damage right now. So this would be 3 resources, so we can play blindfold. When she enters play, we can exhaust Utopia to ready up an X-Men character. Let's ready up Bishop. And then blindfold's response, when she enters play, we'll go to the top 5 cards of the encounter deck. We can discard 1, put the rest back in the same order. I think it's the last side scheme here, so no more one way or another. So he's going to attack us here, right? So this would be his boost. Or this could be his boost, or this could be our encounter card. Actually, we're going to leave this the way it is. And then, oh, sorry, I forgot. This card should flip over after our Nemesis enters play. So it goes back to over here. Okay. I think we definitely discard the Temporal Trickery. I don't like that Nemesis card. We put everything else back on the same order. And we know what it is. Okay, that is not bad at all. All right, so blindfold enters play. We got the ready on Bishop. We can draw a card here. We can draw 2 cards. If we can get into an ally, that would be really, really good. Okay, let's have Bishop Thor for 2 from here. Drop this from 3 down to 2. Blindfold Thor for 2, clears it off. Should take consequential damage. When the side scheme is defeated, oh, nothing happens. Then we can trigger Skilled Investigator because the side scheme was defeated to draw a card. Oof, not an ally, but not a bad card. Double resource, so we can play Command Authority. Hero action Thor, remove 3 threat from a scheme. Let's take 3. Let's take it off of. Let's take it off the main. So dropping this from 6 down to 3, because we know what the encounter cards are. If you pair this card with a resource card, which we did, we can draw a card. Okay, so we got the Heroic Intuition. Let's play our second copy of Supercharged down here, so we just have them both ready to go. And then Triage is not going to do anything. Do we save this in our hand? I think we do. That's just going to end our turn. Let's ready back up. We're doing pretty good with the control. Okay, and we're going to draw back up to our hand. That's a 5, keeping this in our hand. No, we don't need it at this point. We're going to discard this, draw back up to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So it is Unus' turn. He's going to add 1 to the main. Then he adds 1 in Gene Pool. So Gene Pool goes from 2 up to 3. All right, he is going to attack us here. How many resources do we have? We have 2. I think we just, let's see. It's our deck. I don't want to, yeah, that's actually not bad. Let's say it's attack to the face. He's hitting with a base of 2, plus a boost card here of choose to either give the villain or place 2 down in gene pool or give him +2 attack. Let's give him +2 attack. So it's hitting us for 4. We're going to drop from 12 down to 8. And we're going to trigger our hero ability now, energy absorption. After you take any amount of damage from an attack, discard an equal number of cards on top of your deck. So 4 damage, 4 cards. Add each resource card, discard to your hand. We got 1 resource card, the power in all of us, and we discard these 3. Then we can trigger our uniform. So when you use your energy absorption, exhaust this card, heal 1 damage for each resource card in your hand. We have 3 resource cards in our hand here. So we're going to heal 3 damage. That'll bring us from 8 up to 11. Okay. And then, so he just activated. Now we get a face down encounter card, which is, oh yeah, that's side scheme. When a field plays 3 threat on gene pool with 4 threat on here. Okay. And then it is back to our turn. Let's use Avengers Mansion so we can draw a card. Triage is going to swing for 1, knock off the tough stats card from Unus. Triage takes the consequential damage. They're defeated. Then we're going to use our rifle, exhaust this card, do damage to an enemy equals to the number of resource cards in your hand. We're going to hit Unus here. And we have 4 resource cards in our hand, so 4 damage on him. The attack has range, so he will not retaliate on us. That'll bring him from 8 down to 4. Okay, and then let's see. If we play, let's see, what is this? Angel is a mental resource. We want to try to clear this off soon. I want to draw another ally here. Okay, let's use the Helicarrier to reduce the cost next card play by 1. Extra is going to generate a resource. And then this would be a double resource when paying for a basic card. So we got a total of 4 there. So we can play Nick Fury. When he enters play, choose one, we're pick the one and draw 3. So 1, 2, 3. Ooh, our deck is too low here. Okay, so we could just play Forge. Oh no, we can get our Malcolm there, which would be pretty good. Okay, so let me see. What is the plan here? We're going to get that minion as our encounter card, which is good. We don't want to clear off gene pool or this thing yet, because that's going to add more threat to gene pool, which we don't want. We want to play Professor X. And then we want to just store some stuff in. So can we play for Professor X without? We don't need separate cuckoos because we know what the encounter cards are. So let's have Bishop, Thor for 2 from the main scheme. Drop it down to 2. Then we're going to use this as, this is 3 resources. So we can play Professor X. Where is he? When he enters play, we can choose one. Let's choose to confuse the villain. He doesn't have Star right now because only 3 threat on gene pool. So he can't be confused. And then we're going to, let's see, let's use, I don't think we need to play Fortune. And when X enters play, we can exhaust utility puts right when our X-Men character. Let's ready Bishop back up. Bishop's going to Thor for 2 from the main, clear it completely off. Professor X Thors for 3 from gene pool, clear that completely off. He'll take a consequential damage. Blindfold's going to Thor for 2 from here, drop this down to 2. She'll take consequential damage, she gets knocked out. And then, do we just draw a card here with this? That's going to add 3 threat on gene pool, but it won't go any higher. I think I want to get a resource here for Malcolm. Yeah, we definitely do that. Okay, so Nick Fury is going to Thor for 2 from Endless Ranks. Clear that off. He'll take a consequential damage. When his game is defeated, place 3 threat on gene pool. And then when his game is defeated, we can exhaust the Skill Investigator to draw a card. Okay, we're doing into Dazzler here. All right, let's use a double resource so we can play Forge. And that really doesn't do anything, but we're going to flip down here to Alter Ego, right here. And then we're going to trigger Temporally Displaced, so we can search our discard pile for a temporal card. Let's get our ally Malcolm here because he is temporal. We can add him to our hand with our effect. Then we're going to exhaust the mission team to reduce the cost of the next ally by 1 for whatever's going into the mission. So let's use 1 resource here because Malcolm's on just 1 cost now, so we can play him towards the mission. Okay, Then with these extra resource cards, we're going to put them into our supercharged. So discard resource cards from your hand. We got 2 resource cards, and then for each resource icon, 1, 2, 3, 4, they go into one of the supercharges here. So let's put 4 on the supercharged. Okay, and the other one has 0. And then Forge is going to, let's have him swing for 1 at Unus. That'll bring him from 4 down to 3. He'll take consequence damage. That ends our turn. We're going to ready back up. And then we will deck out. Oh, we're not going to get the minions and conquer because we're going to deck out. That's unfortunate. Okay, so we deck out here. We get a face down encounter card. And I forgot what that was. Shuffle up our discard pile back to the deck. And we're drawing back up to our hand size of 6 in Alter Ego. It's unfortunate we have Nick and Professor X here not going back to the shuffle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so this is our hand. All right, and then it is Unus' turn. He's going to add 1 to the main, then 1 to Gene Pool. He schemes, but he's confused, so this won't trigger because he's confused. Encounter phase, we get 2 encounter cards. Oh, we will get that minion. Okay, first encounter card, Sinister Strike. In Alter Ego, place 1 pursuit counter on Pursued by the Past. Then if there's any counters on it, this card will surge, so it does gain surge here. Evil Alliance, when reviewed, each nemesis in play activates against you. If no minions activate this way, place 3 pursuit counters on Pursued by the Past. So 3 counters on here. It's going to trigger now because there's 4. So we remove the 4 counters, flip it over, and it says to find your nemesis minion and reveal it. Search the set aside area for your nemesis side scheme. So we don't get our nemesis side scheme because it's not set aside anymore, but we do get our nemesis minion because it comes in play from anywhere. So we get Sheriff Fitzroy back in. He has Quick Strike, but we're in Alter Ego again, so the Quick Strike won't go off. And we flip this card back over. Last encounter card is another minion here, the Infinite Soldier, who is solid with Blindfold. He has Guard, and he does have Quick Strike, but we're in Alter Ego, so it won't go through because there's more than 3 threat on Gene Pool, but he doesn't have Surge because there's less than 6 threat. That's going to end Unus' turn. At the end of the round, if these 2 allies are in play, Nick Fury and Professor X, they get discarded. Okay. What allies do we have? We don't have Triage. Oh, we have Blindfold here as well. Let's see. What are the... We can actually play both of them towards the... okay. Let's go ahead and Avengers Mansion first. So we can draw a card. Then we're going to flip over here to Hero Form. How much resource do we have in our hand? We've only 2. I don't think there's any more side skins in one way or another. Okay, let's go ahead and use our rifle. We can exhaust it. Do damage to an enemy equal to the amount of resource in your hand. We have 2 resource cards in our hand here. So we're going to do 2 damage. I think we do the Trevor Fitzroy here. So we're going to attack him here for 2. Okay. Then we're going to, let's see. Let's have Bishop swing for 2. That will do 2 more damage on him. And then Forge will swing for 1. Knock this guy out. Forge will take consequential damage. Forge is defeated. We got rid of our Nemesis minion again. Okay, so we saw this guy with Guard. Then we play Blindfold to give us the Ready. And then we play Triage. And then we make a mission attempt here. Yeah, let's do that. So do we need these cards for next turn? No, I don't think we do. So 3 resources here. We don't need to use the Helicarrier or the X-Jet, I think. So 3 resources so we can play Blindfold. When she enters play, exhaust Utopia to ready up an X-Men character, Bishop. Her effect, look at the top 5 cards of the encounter deck. So right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Discard 1, put the rest back in the same order. So this would be the boost. Attach the card to Infinite Minion. Gives them plus. No, I don't want this. Can we kill Infinite Soldier? No, I don't think we can. So this is boost Master Plan as the encounter card. I think I'm okay with that. We can thwart it down. Yeah, so we discard the genetic enhancements here. Put the rest back on the same order. Unus gets this thing, which is fine. And then the stun is encounter card. That's fine as well. All right. Then we're going to exhaust the X-Jet or the Helicarrier to reduce the cost of next card played by 1. X-Jet will generate a resource so we can play Triage, and we're going to put him towards a mission here. So his effect doesn't trigger here for us. Then we're going to make a mission attempt. And I have the mission attempt card right here. So let's see. Okay, so I remember it was pretty easy. We just do everything. Okay, so we have to exhaust mission team here so we can make a mission attempt. Then when we make the mission attempt, we discard the top 4 cards of the deck because we have 4 allies. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, okay, all resources here. Then with Abyss's mission response, when you discard cards, each card with a wild resource, we attach the Abyss face down and they cannot be used for a mission attempt. So luckily we're not getting any wild resource here. So we have to pair whatever resource we got to one of the cards here. So we're pairing the energy here with triage, the mental with angel. Malcolm and Randall are both wilds here, so they didn't get anything. So we put these on them. So all 4 of our allies are going to be participating in the mission with the 4 resources that we discarded. So they do the mission attempt. Their damage is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So all their attack gets added. We put it on any minions here on the thing. So 6 damage on Abyss. That knocks him out. He's defeated. He goes into the victory display. Then we do all their Thor and subtraction from here. So they're throwing for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That will bring this down to 3. After you resolve a mission attempt, place 1 attempt counter on here and do 1 damage to each ally at the mission. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then if there's 4 attempt counters, then we discard this, so or flip it over, so there's not. So that's going to resolve the mission attempt here. And then we have to do 1 more attempt to clear off this mission and liberate the Seattle core. Okay, so I think we did that. Next, what are we doing? This guy has guard, so we gotta take him out eventually. Let's have Bishop swing for 2 at the Infinite Soldier. Blindfold's gonna throw for 2 from Gene Pool. Drop this from 4 down to 2. Should take a damage. Then we're going to discard 2 resource cards to add it to the supercharge. It's gonna be 1, 2, 3. So we put it on the supercharged here because there's 3 resource icons. All right, that is gonna end our turn. We're looking really good. We're gonna ready back up. Drawing back up to our hand size of 5 here in our hero form. Hopefully we get an ally. Okay, we got Dazzler, so that's perfect. All right, so Unus's turn. He's gonna add 1 to the main. Then he adds 1 to Gene Pool, so it goes up to 3. He's going to attack us here. We are not going to discard anything. We're just going to take the attack. Same with a base of 2. This would be his boost. 1, so 3 damage. That'll bring us from 11 down to 8. We're not going to trigger our energy absorption. So he just attacked. This guy hits us for 2. So we draw from 8 down to 6 here. And then we get a face down encounter card. Yeah, and then which is Master Plan. Place 4 threat on each side scheme. So Gene Pool goes from 3 up to 7. And that will resolve the encounter phase, and it's going to be back to our turn. He didn't scheme, so he doesn't get the toughness. Okay, so we have our gun. Do we just knock out the Infinite Soldier here? Let's see. We have... Check our discard pile here. Do we have any more? We have more attacks coming up. So if we draw it out, we might be able to do something. So let's use Avengers Mansion so we can draw a card. Okay, we got a Concussive Blast, which I believe means that we have kill here. Okay, let's go ahead and we're gonna have Bishop. Do we have an ally? Oh yeah, we have Dazzler too. So Bishop's gonna swing for 2, knock out the Infinite Soldier. So he's dead here, right? Let's see, what does he have? He has Surge, but it doesn't matter right now with the Gene Pool. So swing for 2, knocks this guy out. He is defeated. Oh, I just realized, you know what? We don't want to end it here because I want to recover for the thingamajigger. So we can still do the mission, and then we just keep our hand and confuse Unus here because I want to get my hit points back up. So let's go ahead. See, Gene Pool's looking nasty. Are we gonna deck out here? I want to get close decking out and deck out next turn. I think that's gonna be the best play. So let's have Blindfold Thor for 2 from Gene Pool. Drop this down to 5. Should take consequent damage. She is knocked out. Okay. Then we're going to play Dazzler here. Actually, first let's use our rifle. Exhaust it. Do 2 damage to an enemy. because we have 2 resource cards in her hand right here. So 2 damage on Unus, that'll bring it from 3 down to 1. And then he has retaliate with Gene Pool here because it's more than 3 threat, but our attack has range, so he will not retaliate on us. And then what are we doing here? We're going to play Dazzler. So with a resource card or just with our own cards? If we do this and this into Dazzler, get it confused, flip them over. Yeah, okay. So let's exhaust a Helicarrier to reduce the cost of the next card played by 1. Extra will generate a resource. This would be 2 more resources here. So actually, let's use a double here. So this would be 2 more resources, so we can play Dazzler. When she enters play, we can confuse the enemy. He does not have Star because this is less than 6. If it's 6, then he does have Star, but it's less, so we confuse Unus. When Dazzler enters play, exhaust your toy, puts ready for an X-Men character, readying up Bishop here. And then let's have, do we play Command Authority here? We play Command, what's our deck size looking here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We want to draw 5. Yeah, so that's going to be perfect. Okay, so let's use this as, 2 resources. And this is a double, or this is a resource card, but it doesn't count as a double. So we can play Command Authority. Hero action, Thwart, remove 3 threat from the scheme, save 3 off of Gene Pool. Drop this down to 2. And then it says, if you pay for it with the resource card, which we did, the Power in All of Us, we can draw a card. We got Heroic Intuition. That resolves that. We're going to flip down to Alter Ego. Exhaust your card by 4. That brings from 6 up to 10. So we want to get back to full health for the scenario 2 here. So that's why we're doing that. We're going to have Dazzler Thwart for 2 from Gene Pool. Clear this off entirely. Should take a consequential damage. And then that is going to end our turn. Let's ready back up. And we're going to check our deck size here real quick before we decide if we want to discard anything, because we want to leave 1 card left in our deck. So with 2 cards in our hand, we want to draw 4. Yeah, it's perfect. So we draw 4 more cards back up to our hands at 6, having 1 more card left in the deck here. Okay, and then we have 2 Concussive Blasts here as well. So that is going to end our turn. So it is Unus' turn. He's going to add 1 to the main and then 1 to Gene Pool. So this goes up to 3 and 1. He's going to scheme because we're an Alter Ego, but he is confused. Nothing happens. We get a face down encounter card now, encounter phase. Attached to Unus, whenever he attacks and defeats an ally, place 1 threat on Gene Pool and he gets +1 attack. Okay, and we don't need to discard it. So it is back to our turn. Let's exhaust, recover by 4. So our full hit points is 13 with the Honor X-Men, so we just go up to 13 from 10. Then we're going to exhaust Avengers Mansion, so we can draw a card here. We deck out, so we get a face down encounter card. And it's important for us to cycle our deck back in, so we can make a mission attempt in this cards on top of our deck. So let's shuffle up our deck here, which is really thin. Okay, next we are going to, let's go ahead and make a mission attempt with mission team here. So action exhaust mission team, choose one. We're going to choose to make a mission attempt. So this is attempt number 2. There's no minion here to damage, so we just do their Thwart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That will clear out the remaining Thwart from here. And then after you resolve mission attempt, place 1 attempt counter here. Do 1 damage to each ally at the mission. So, okay. So triage gets knocked out. Oh, wait, I forgot. We don't, okay, I forgot the first part about the mission. So this stays at 3. Let me backtrack real quick. So to make the mission, we must discard the top 4 cards of the deck because we have 4 allies. So not all the allies can participate. It depends on what we discard as the resources here. So we have an energy for triage. We have a mental for Angel, a mental that goes on a wall for Malcolm, and an energy and physical that goes on Randall, who's a wall as well. So all 4 allies are participating on this mission again. So then we do the same thing. We do all their thwart to clear off the threat from here because they have only 3 threat, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 threat removal. So clearing all that off. Then we place the counter now. I forgot to take that off. And then we deal a damage to all the allies. Okay, and then triage is defeated. Make the mission attempt with its consequential damage, and then, or this damage right here. And it says when defeated, shuffle each player card at the mission into its owner's deck, and then flip this card over. So these cards right here all get shuffled back into our deck, which doesn't matter. We're not going to draw any more cards. Okay. And then we flip this card over here. It says after you flip this card, after you flip this to this side. Remove each card in the mission area from the game and do the following. If the mission was not defeated, place 2 threat on the main scheme. It was defeated. If the mission was defeated, each player adds 1 copy of Desperate Measures upgrade to their hand. So that's going to be this card here. We have these cards set aside, so we add the Desperate Measures to our hand. All right, and then we can go for the kill here for Unus. So let's flip Bishop over here. We're going to have, let's see, he does not have Retaliate or anything with Gene Pool being at 1. This is our face down counter card. If he gets another turn, Dazzler swings for 2, brings Unus from 1 down to 0. Should take consequential damage. Unus is going to flip over here to his 3rd stage, where he has 18 hit points. All right. Then we're going to, oh, he has toughness as well. We're going to use our rifle, exhaust this, do damage to an enemy equal to the number of resource cards in your hand. We have, oh, just kidding. Okay, never mind. We have no resource cards in our hand, so we cannot use the rifle. Oh, we have no resource cards in our hand. That is a little bit unfortunate here. That means we can't jar or do anything. We can't even one way or another because I think there's no more side schemes. That's fine. We can get it ready here. So let's go ahead and use, so Colossus says reduce the cost of playing by 1 if your identity has a mutant or X-Men trait. So 3 resources, so we can play Colossus. When Colossus enters play, we can exhaust the Utopia to rev another X-Men character. Let's ready Bishop back up. Colossus comes in here with toughness. All right, then we're gonna have Colossus swing for 3 at Unus, knocks off his tough stats card. Colossus takes consequential damage, loses his tough stats card. Okay, then we're going to use, see, this as, oof, I don't know we can do this here. It might be short one. So this, we're gonna use the extra to generate a law resource. Helicarrier to reduce the cost of the next card we play by 1. And this would be a resource, so we can play Concussive Blast. Hero action attack, do 6 damage to enemy. If you pay for it with a resource card, we can ready Bishop, but we can't get the ready because we didn't pay for it with the resource cards because we don't have any more. 6 damage on Unus will bring it from 18 down to 12. And then Bishop is going to swing here for 2. And I don't know, because right now we've been talking about it, I don't know if the supercharges can stack, because it says to a max of 8 attack. So I don't know if this we can use both of them at the same time. Yeah, so the way we're going to play it, just in case, we're going to play that we can only use 1 at a time. So when we're going to trigger 1, discard this card, remove the counters. 4 counters means plus 8 attack, because we get 2 attack for each counter. So it's going to do 8 plus 2, which is 10 damage on Unus. That'll bring it from 12 down to 2 hit points. He doesn't retaliate, and yeah, unfortunately, that's just going to end our turn here. Yeah, okay. So let's ready up. And then we didn't have any resource cards. We're going to discard Desperate Measures, draw back up to our hand size of 5 here. Okay, now we got the resource cards. So Unus' turn, hopefully his last turn. 1 threat on the main, 1 threat on Gene Pool. He attacks us. We're going to defend here. So we're going to have Dazzler block. With the base of 3 plus 1 is 4, plus a boost of 2. So 6 damage, knocks Dazzler out. After he attacks and defeats an ally, place 1 threat on Gene Pool. And since an ally was defeated by something that's not consequential damage, place 3 more threat. So it's going to be 4 total threat going on here. So this actually has 6 total threat now. So he now has Stalwart, and then he has to retaliate as well. In counter phase, we get an encounter card. We have 2. First one is War Weary. You are stunned. If you're already stunned, take 2 damage. So we just get stunned. And then we got Worldwide Crisis. Choose either place 3 threat on the mission side scheme or take 1 damage and its card gains Surge. I guess we take it. I don't know, we are allowed to put 3 threats, so we had to take a damage and its card gains Surge. So we drop from 13 down to 12 because this is already defeated. That surges. We get another card. We got a Nemesis minion here. When reviewed, if Portal Through is in play, place 2 threat on it. Otherwise, find Portal Through time. So we're going to look through the discard pile because we already got rid of the side scheme. Portal Through time comes into play. Each time Pro card has Surge, but it doesn't matter because it was reviewed after this minion here. 4 threat and the acceleration. And we still have full hit points at 12 here because the Honor X-Men gave us an extra 1. All right, so back to our turn. Let's go ahead and attack to remove our stun. Then we're going to, let's go ahead and use our rifle. Exhaust, actually let's have Colossus swing for 3. knock out this min just because I want to. It'll take 2 consequential damage. Then we're going to exhaust our rifle, do damage to an enemy equal to the amount of resource cards in your hand. We have 2 resource cards in our hand, so we're going to do 2 damage to Unus here, and it is ranged, and that will bring it from 2 down to 0. And there we go. That is going to be the first scenario of the Marvel Champions Age of Apocalypse campaign here. And let's take a look at the victory stuff and see what we get. Okay, so for victory, strike the mission side scheme from the campaign log. So liberate the Seattle core. If the mission side scheme was defeated, follow the defeat instructions for that side scheme in the campaign log. So let's see what we got here. So for liberate the Seattle core, when defeated, for the rest of the campaign, each player may shuffle 1 copy of Desperate Measures into their deck at the start of each game. That card does not count towards your minimum deck size. So it's going to be this card right here. So this is a 1 cost upgrade attached to ally, limit 1 per ally. Attached ally gets +1 thwart, +1 attack, +1 hit point, and is considered to have a WAD resource card in addition to its printed resource icon. That'll help us for future missions. But we can choose, I think, whether we want to put it in. You may shuffle 1 copy. Yeah, we're not going to do that. I don't want this diluting our deck, so we're not going to take the reward there. And then it says, let's see, if the mission setting was not defeated, so it was defeated. If the Overseer minion was defeated, so yeah, we defeated Abyss here, so we strike its name. So I don't think we get again. And then for the expert campaign only, record each identity's remaining hit points in a campaign log. So we have 12 hit points are full here, so we'll start the next one, the next campaign, or the next scenario. I mean, scenario 2, 4 horsemen with our 12 hit points. So yeah, I think that is it here for the first scenario. Unus, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in the next one for scenario 2. Yeah.